What's up, trainers? Welcome back to Friend Ball Week 2. Our matchup this week is my team, Sada's Wrath, versus Burndt's team, the Moth-ership.
OMG, it's Diggory from TDD companion content.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually going to switch the viewpoint as well because I cannot stand the fact that the ones that don't have models face towards you like this, and so
Yeah.
we're gonna avoid that. Um, anyway, so we have our Week 2 Friend Ball here, and it's me versus Burndt. Um, we both talked about sort of bringing strats that we never would usually bring to a real match before this fight, so I knew he was going to be doing some silly stuff, and I think he expected the same from me. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, even I'll honestly say, like, looking at these two teams on the team preview, yours doesn't look that abnormal from preview alone. Like, it's just your SA and 3B tiers, right? Like,
yeah, that's true. So for
I will
my
say, oh yeah, go ahead.
for my prep this week, though, like without giving away the specific strat, there were two Pokemon primarily that I decided to build a really horrible strat for the entire game, and then the others I just was like, okay, if that strat fails, I have four other Pokemon that are fallbacks, and so the other four sets
Yeah.
are not as goofy, and that's probably why
Yeah.
it looks just like I brought my S through B's.
And then looking at Burntt's team, it like Shaman not coming isn't too unexpected, I guess, because like what's it gonna do into a gouging fire other than pray for like earth power and stuff?
Hmm.
Uh Zera not being here is a little bit more of a question mark, I think, just because the utility it provides and it isn't like directly countered by a lot of your team. But I also get not wanting to risk like fake outs into a burning bulwark, but like it gets play rough and whatnot, which I think makes it a decent wake check. But regardless, like especially for a friend ball match where you're trying to do more unorthodox stuff, I think it's fine.
Yeah, when he told me he was bringing unorthodox stuff, I automatically assumed that Weirdeer was coming, because that Pokemon can do like very little standard things and only goofy things.
Yeah.
It's like Sigilif in that matter, or Zatu. Anything goofy you want to do, it's there for you.
Teehee. Give
Um,
Weird Ear Simple Beam.
yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if it got it. Um, yeah. So, anything else before we start here? It's kind of weird to ask, like, who do you think is the advantage of this matchup? I know that that's usually asked at the beginning of some of these recaps, but it's
Yeah,
a
I
friend ball
mean,
match, so
who can out goof the other?
yeah. All right then. I am also gonna just to allow for. I think last week we did normal. I'm gonna do slow just to allow for commentary as we go here.
It's so slow, but it's fun.
Yeah. So my lead here is Bronzong and Gouging Fire, and I'm starting to just my lead is basically just trap the opponent and make it so that they can't kill Bronzong. Um,
Yeah. You see the Heracross Mega? Uh-oh. Is it gonna get burned from the burning bulwark? No, you dumb asshole. Obviously, this is Rattled Dunsparce.
yeah,
And while on the one hand, like, Mega-ing for the extra damage feels bad, but I think it's one of the things you have to do for skill link, or else you risk the Dunsparce still being kind of slow.
yeah. I think that was a really very funny opener. If you want to see from my perspective, oh what? Okay, hold on. If you want to see my perspective, well, and now it's showing the speed boost above. I literally could not tell what the speed was when I was playing this game because the Heracross health bar was completely in front of Dunsparce or
Incredible.
Dunsparce. Um,
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
so anyway, very funny rattled strat here. Um, I don't know what this thing was spec'd to do, like what its speed EVs were or anything, but if it's at a base, which is like probably a little between like 103 here, maybe like 120. That's still not very fast at 3.5
Yeah.
times, which is just it's funny. And then yeah, the coil is always good.
Yeah.
He goes for more coil. Um, I'm just again, I'm not sure what this Dunsparce is carrying. I'm trying to lower the attack so that again Bronzong decides like Bronzong can just sit there, because the ultimate strat of the game is for it to just trap everything.
Yeah, as soon as the block comes out, that's what tells me this is about to be Perish Trap. Even worse once the Scream Tail comes in. And like I get not having that information ahead of time, but like as soon as block is used, I feel like that's like the only real thing that gets used for.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he thought maybe Toxic, if he just wasn't aware of Perish
The
Song.
full toxic stall, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that is what I'm doing is the Perish Trap with Bronzong and Screamtail. So I'm getting the Iron defenses up. I'm, going into this match worried about everything that he has that can use switching moves because that gets out of trapping. Like Volt
Yeah.
Switch, U-Turn, Flip Turn, he has all of them. Um, and I'm running specific prep to make it harder for that to happen, namely Disable. And Screamtail, I actually wanted it outspeed Zeraora, but I mistook the EVs, so it's even though it would be faster with the speed boost, it has higher special defense, so it's getting that
Incredible.
boost. Oops.
Yeah, I feel like the Dunsparce here should have. Well, one, it got so many flinches that like it's effectively Serene Grace, even if it is rattled on the preview.
Mhm.
But I think like that is your win condition at this point is stop Perish Trap from going up now that both of your Pokemon are blocked in. So going for the coil here and I think Amnesia on the previous turn was a little greedy. Or it wasn't the previous turn, the turn that Blastoise faked you out.
Yeah,
So
well, this
again,
was the first turn Perish Song. Like, this was the turn of Perish Song. So I don't think he expected it at all until it came out.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's stuff that's like if you can foresee the strat ahead of time, like this was your win condition. But like I think the Dunsparce's last move was Facade, right? Maybe it hasn't used it yet.
it is Facade,
But
yeah.
like yeah, that Screamtail needs to die. Not that it's like if you, I think that's just an information diff of if you don't know that people run Perish Trap with Screamtail,
Yeah.
then only so much you can do.
To clarify there, for those who I don't know if like I feel like Perish Trap is not very used. It's not used a lot, so I don't know if people are aware. So what I think what Steven was saying was you have to kill Screamtail before it goes up,
Yeah.
because once it goes up, it's not like one of those effects that expires if Screamtail dies. Like it's on the field to stay. And instead of killing Screamtail at this point, the game plan should be kill Bronzong or force
Yeah,
Bronzong out
100%.
so that the trap goes away. Because right now both these Pokemon they can't switch out, and if Bronzong's on the field, that effect will stay forever.
Yeah. Hope you brought Flip Turn Blastoise.
Right. So I mean, like I said, the prep for Flip Turn Blastoise was disable, but I would have to protect first. So luckily, I just don't think he was carrying it. I think at this point in the game, I was way more concerned with just making sure this thing died and not worried about Blastoise.
Yes.
So I'm just wish protecting like a scumbag and making sure again that he can't flip turn or kill something. And then if you've never been on the other end of this at this point, even though like the UI will not let you switch out, even though I can and do switch out this turn, Burndt was not able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I double switch, making sure that I don't die to my own Perish Trap, and all he can do is hope that this Rock Slide does a lot of damage. Yeah.
Which honestly, it does more than you'd think, considering Torkoal is, 140 base defense or whatever.
Yeah, at 2.5x attack. So now, the game is almost like this is a new lead for him. This is a new start. The first few turns really didn't happen, except he's just down 2 Pokemon. At this point, what do you think you would do if you were in his situation? Like, that I still have a Perish Trapper and a Perish Trap behind me to bring back out at any time.
I mean, given the Heracross set, I feel like you have to preserve Heracross to at least have Pin Missile to throw at Screamtail, which is special defense boosted instead of physical defense based off the proto boost from while it was in. And I guess like keeping Iron Moth up is another option there, provided you don't have a psychic move, which your last move slot hasn't been revealed. So I feel like I don't know. It's hard to like gauge here, I think, what needs to happen. But anything that has momentum moves that can switch out, which I don't think is anything left, right?
He has the U-turn on Moth.
Oh, U-turn on Moth, that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the thing is like play this as it is about to be played, I guess, and make sure that you have Moth in before Bronzong can block you.
Right. Yeah. Helping Hand, Draining Kiss. I'm actually surprised that didn't kill. I'm not running any bulk or anything on Walking Wake. And here's a bit of a regret move here. I actually wish I just didn't kill this. At this point, I didn't expect to have the opportunity to set up Perish Song again, so I was just trying to play it normally.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had really gone for that, I might have been able to 6-0 with Perish Song. Anyway, so he does reveal U-turn, and now I'm registering that in the back of my head as like something to deny later. I go for some trapping here just to make sure that Comfort cannot switch out, because I do register as something that like can't really kill either of these. So I go for two trapping moves in a row on the Comfy, and yeah, here comes Screamtail to run it back.
Yeah. I think as soon as Screamtail comes in, that light screen gets kind of invalidated, but it's another one, like, until you see it back on the field, it's not like it's something that a normal person would know to predict around, even after it comes out, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he switches in on a block, not that it really matters, like he wants Moth here, and at this point, I'm not sure, like, you do still have to target. You have to target the Bronzong, and I think that's like I expected him to either do two things. I was expect a Heat Wave, into both, or a U-turn. And again, the U-turn would switch him out of the Perish Song. So my plan, expecting that, was to protect, hoping he would target the U-turn into the thing he's trying to kill, and then I could disable on the exact same turn to make sure that the U-turn is then, at least not an option. I actually didn't expect him to be choice locked into whatever he chose.
Yeah.
So that's why I protect here, and Heat Wave comes out. Screamtail, even without the special defense boost, is living that, and then gets the disable off. So seems like a little more insightful than it was on my part. Like, I didn't really intend to choice lock it, just necessarily I wanted to keep it off of U-turning.
Yeah.
And now I'm just playing the waiting game here, stalling out. The struggle comes out, which is just rough. That's hard to see.
Yep.
Yep, and I think I can speed it up at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's pretty much game here.
Yep, so waiting out this version of Perish Song, and then because I am just one of the worst people that you've ever met,
Criminal.
I'm bringing Screamtail and Bronzong back in for another round. And
can Weirder kill? Oh no, it goes for Reflect. Not the stored power.
The stored power doing 2% is just so sad. And then I'm going to disable it anyway, because I don't know, 2% with a couple crits might have been able to kill the Screamtail. We'll see. Well, we won't see, but we could have. So yeah, now Weird Ear is just out here listening to the Perish Trap. And I switch out.
That's the way it goes.
Revealing, by the way, this is funny. Like, it doesn't actually reveal what Sylvale was. This was Electric Sylvale. I don't know why the game just doesn't reveal type until after the turn's over. But it was not normal, despite what it says. So let the record show that this is the first match I've ever brought non-grounds Sylvale to.
Wow, you're so brave.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Anyway, so that's Friendball Week 2. We have a 6-0 from my awful Perish Trap team, and I felt filthy playing it. But while I was piloting it, I mean, I really didn't expect it to go this well.
It worked about as well as it possibly could have.
Yeah, really. As far as counterplay from Burndt, I think if he had brought a team that wasn't fully centered around setting up two Pokemon,
setups, yeah,
he might have had like more standard options once he like knew that the Perish Trap was there to like work around it. But I think since the first Perish Trap went off and killed the Dunsparce, it might have been pretty over from there. I don't know what options he had. I do want to talk about what his ultimate plan was, because I think it deserves a lot of hype. I'm pretty sure what he meant to do was set up this thing and then fully intend to burn it on a burning bulwark. Like I'm pretty sure that's why he's running Facade instead of like Return.
Facade.
Um,
Yeah,
because
it's a good contingency plan if nothing else, right?
yeah,
And then he had a Psych Up Weird Ear to
yep, the
make a
Psycho,
second one of those.
and then everything else is literally just I'm assuming Comfy's running Floral Healing, and we
Or
have
healing, yeah.
Tailwind and Life Dew. So I think he built the entire team around these two, or like some variation of one of these
Yeah.
being set up. I mean, this Heracross set, Coaching, Helping Hand, and Missile.
Inspired.
I mean, I guess Pin Missile's a little standard because it does get skill link.
Yeah, it just happened. The ally 185 base attack, guaranteed 5 hits pin missile. I wonder if he was running like Jolly or whatever, the like plus the minus attack nature.
Oh yeah, he might have been. That would have been
Or
the play.
timid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the second week. I don't know anything to say
Yeah.
there. There's just not much.
Pretty good stuff. We'll see how many atrocities are committed next week in Peanut Scratch versus Math Geek, I guess.
Oh, okay, that's the next week. Nice, yeah. I think we should make an effort of like announcing the next week matchup.
Done.
All right then. Well, I guess we'll see everyone next week then.
Catch you in the Discord.